Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be a live trade video where I try to capture some of my trades as they play out live. Couple quick clarifications. Number one, I am trading futures. If you don't know what futures are, I'll put a link down below in the description area to a totally free 4-part series that walks you through the futures market. But as a quick little thing that maybe gets you interested, especially for you day traders of stocks and options that are suffering and annoyed by that pattern day trading rule, there is zero pattern day trading rule in futures. So you can buy and sell, buy and sell, buy and sell as much as you want every single day within the futures market. Second, I am trading futures through a prop firm. What is a prop firm? How does a prop firm work? Which prop firm am I using? All that can be found at that link that you see there up on the top of the screen. I'll also put it down below in the description area. But in a nutshell, a prop firm is a way for you to put very little of your money at risk, and then you have a whole lot of upside potential. So if you do want to learn more, then you can check out that link. So I will pause the screen recording software for now, and I'll be back as soon as I find a potential trade. All right, I'm going to try to get short here at, again there, I'm in just one contract, give myself plenty of flexibility here. Blue line is my entry point. Again, only one contract to give myself plenty of flexibility. There we go, was able to add another one there. Still only at 2, so nothing big. So 165 on that one. I wanted another push back upwards where I can maybe have added a couple more, but I'll take it because I can always start back over again, to which I will. So if it doesn't want to push back up there, like I said, I will start the sequence over again. All right, I'll go ahead and pause, but starting off with 165, if you're not familiar with my screen down there. So if it wants to make another push upwards, I can start this sequence over. I want to see a push to new highs, though, this time. In fact, let's do that. Let me just throw an order up there right there. Actually, let's go to 20. There we go. All right, I'll pause, and if it wants to come up there to that red line, I will, like I said, start the sequence over. Right, I have a green, or I have an order at that green line to get long. Again, starting small, just one contract. Came down close, did not fill me though. And at this point, I'm going to move it down a little bit more to right there. All right, I'll pause. All right, maybe I'm going to get filled here. I once again move my entry point line down a bit. Let's see if the price wants to come down. Getting close. Oh, all right, fine. I'll move it down. Got to move it down a little bit more now at this point. Oh, so close yet oh so far away. All right, trying to come down. Not quite there. All right, I'll pause. Okay, maybe here. Oh, come on. And again, this is live, so I'm recording this right now in real time, so I may not get filled, and I don't. So we might have a bunch of, might have a couple minutes where we're waiting. So in some ways, I apologize because I realize you'd rather just see trades, but this other time, I don't apologize because this is how trading goes. Sometimes you're waiting. It gets oh so close, and then you just don't get filled. And that is kind of the unexciting part of trading, the part that can get a little bit frustrated, like we have right here. So, bummer. All right, I'll pause. All right. Let's see if I want to pull back a bit more here. It's a bit slow on that one. I was actually texting. There we go. In there. Again, just starting small. Up another one. Let's see if we can get a bounce off the VWAP here. There we go. I'm going to start the sequence over again down here. Total just gave back all the gains. So reverse V shape here. Up and then a total roll back over. In fact, with this, I'm going to change to the MNQ here. Got to give myself a little bit more flexibility. Yeah, wow. Well, anybody that bought that pullback longs, I can see why you'd want to do that. In fact, you saw me trying to do it. But hopefully they either gave themselves a whole lot of flexibility or honored those stops because this was brutal. Like I said, reverse V shape. All right, I'll pause. All right, looking to in there. Again, just starting small. All right, so got 173 on that one. Not too bad for the micros. Only got partial fills too down along the way, but it is what it is. So today, as the wise choice has certainly been to just give yourself flexibility so you can, operate within the trade. Again, if I'm right immediately, I'm not going to make a whole lot because I'm starting very small. But with starting small, the trade off in the positive direction is I'm giving myself flexibility. Which wow, Clay, why don't you just go short? I agree. Why don't I just go short? But going short right now seems like a total FOMO chase. So but yeah. Should have shorted there, should have shorted there, should have shorted there, should have shorted there. But that's why trading's easy. When you look to the left of the chart, it's easy to look to the left and make money. But as traders in the real world, we have to look to the right. And unfortunately, the right has this big void of darkness. All right, I'll pause. All right, I'm interested in building a long position again if it wants to come down a bit more. Come on. More. Just a little bit more. Oh, come on. Maybe I'm getting too greedy here. Come on. One more surge to the downside. Come on. I'm about to make an exception. I don't know. That could be caught. Ah. No, so I don't know. I wish I would have made that exception. I said I wanted it just to come down a little bit more, and yeah, I mean, all right, I'll pause. All right, now I'm actually thinking, well, I was thinking of getting short, but that fast, as I said those words, you saw the candle come back down. All right, I'll pause. Okay, I have an order to get long there at the green line. It got oh so close. Did not fill me though. All right, well, I'll cancel that out. That's disappointing. Had the right idea though. Fake breakdown, but did not have the nuances of the idea. So I was broadly correct. I was just not accurate in the sense of where my entry point should have been. See if it wants to come down here a little bit more. Okay, in there. Out there for, I don't know, about a $60 scalp. I'm not sure what I was at beforehand, but now I'm 226 there. So very good. Quick scalp. No, it's just a question of, do I look to maybe try to build some sort of short? I mean, so much resistance here. That doesn't necessarily guarantee anything, but the bulls would have a lot of work to do if they're going to try to recover back up through all this. All right, I'll pause. All right, I have two separate sell orders, 5 at that red line, 5 at that red line. So we'll see if it wants to pop up here a bit more. Getting close. In there. In there. Lost on that one. I just noticed it was 10 o'clock. I don't think there's news out today, but I don't really ever like to be in at 10 o'clock a.m. because it can get a little squirrely, and I would have been okay. But decided to just play it safe and took, I don't know, $50 loss on that one. And look at it go now. Would have been totally fine. All right, I'll pause. All right, thinking about getting long here as we have a bit of a little bull pennant here, and it's proven to be very strong within this area. In on the long side. Oh, wow. Well, that's not the most pleasant thing to experience right after you buy. See if it wants to try to push back up there now. All right, looks like it'll need to consolidate out here a little bit more. Out of that one, so gave back all my gains down here on the MNQ. Bummer. All right, I'll pause. And then it comes up and does that. So I don't know what exactly is going on, if somebody's doing a speech or something, but all of a sudden we're getting this sort of action. Maybe I'll try again. I'll keep a close eye on it. All right, looking to potentially get long here. So you come down a little bit more for the long. Starting small to give myself flexibility. I said I want to see this come down a bit more. I'm more so watching the 5-minute time frame off screen. We're watching the 2-minute time frame here. Come on, there we go. A little more. All right, I'll pause. And if it looks like it's going to get closer, then no, let's keep it going in case it makes a bigger move. Okay, in. Out for a quick scalp. Can try again. Oh, wow. Nice quick bounce there. Well, I'm glad I got in for at least a little bit of a piece of it. All right, I'll pause. All right, I am interested in a short below the yellow line here. Even if it just goes down to the pink line and bounces, that would still give me plenty of wiggle room for potential scalp. It's really just a question of doesn't want to, and can it break through that line there? No, what am I doing? I'm getting impatient. This is all just choppy, 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 choppy. Well, to be fair. Yeah, maybe that still would have been a winning trade. That was for a scalpy scalp. Might have been enough movement, but I can't say that for sure either. All right, I will pause, but I'm not quite sure else I'm going to be able to get anything else. This is just, wow, we're at 17 minutes on this video. How is this video so long? All right, I'll pause. All right, I'm thinking of potentially short here, nearing my key trend line. So I'll keep a close eye on it. Look at that, right off of the trend line. The power of trend lines. Glad I did not try to short right at that line. All right, I'll pause. And on that note, I'm just going to call it good. I'm getting way too antsy, way too impatient. I'm green on the day, not as much as I want to be, but it is what it is. Maybe you can hear the frustration in my voice. Yeah, I need to just move on. Before I go, though, just real quick, want to personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online webinar that I'm offering. So if you're interested in learning more about the tools I'm using to build consistency, manage risk, and a whole lot more, then get signed up for the class. If you go to the link in the description area or just go to claytor.com/live, that will tell you when the next live class is that you can get signed up for. So make sure you go and do that. So thanks for hanging out. And if you enjoy these videos, hit that like button. And if you're not yet a subscriber, definitely hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications so you know when new content is released. So everybody take care. Have a good one.